Monday morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, Rangers guys. This is Rusty 78609 from Capitan, New Mexico. Hey, Alexa, what's the temperature in Capitan, New Mexico?
Right now, in Capitan, New Mexico, it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, expect a high of 78 degrees.
Hey, Google, what's the temperature?
In Capitan, it's currently 49 degrees.
Okay, one of them said 49, that one. This thing said 50. The real temperature is 28. Okay, I mean, that's a 22-degree miss. Is that bad? Hell yeah, it is. It could, if you had a garden or whatever, you'd watch the weather. You'd have said, well, hell, it's not going to freeze tonight. Well, it did. I mean, it's perfectly clear, 28 degrees. How did I know it was colder than the forecast? About 2 a.m., I looked at my temperature gauge inside the RV, and the temperature was 46 degrees. Well, if the low is going to be 49, how did it get 46 inside? So anyway, I let the water drip. Luckily, I did. But enough said about that. So whenever you're making plans, Ruidoso forecast is also wrong. On the low end, on the high end, they're pretty close. So if you're making plans out here, be sure and reduce the lows by 15 to 20 degrees. You'll be pretty close. But anyway, moving along to what? I thought I had comments up here. I guess I didn't. Yeah, there we go. But anyway, today's the first day of the rest of your life. Make it a good one. It's the day after yesterday, day before tomorrow. It's right now. And right now just went right on by. So if there's anything you want to do, you might take a look at it and get started. Anyway, never worry about what you cannot change. That's a good habit to form. And for the fun of it today, I'm going to I'm going to repost 3 or 4 old videos. In fact, I may just kind of do that every now and then, repost an old video that I think's okay. And the ones I'm doing today or starting today there's 3 of them from Mars. Might as well go crazy, right? And yeah, I call it the Mars trilogy. But I do have a playlist for my Mars videos. Anyway, there's 3 of them. So you're going to wonder where that came from. You're going to think, he doesn't look right. But anyway, enough said. So that's coming up. And then what else? Enjoy life. Hopefully, I'll hear from the RV cover company, Eagle Carports, this week, and we can get that 28 by 36 by 10 foot cover in here before the rains start in May and June. In fact, tomorrow or today is May the 1st, huh? Is it? No, today's April the 30th. Is today Saturday or oh, it's Sunday? Whoops, not Monday. Wrong, wrong, wrong. It's Sunday. I knew. See, that was a test. That's another one of my little tests I do to be sure you're listening. Today is Sunday. It should have been Monday, but it's Sunday. Okay, so tomorrow's May 1st. Okay, I'm here. It's Sunday. Sunday, Sunday. Anyway, moving along, moving along, moving along. Uh, Ian O'Connor says, Rusty, your videos are inspiring for all. Thank you. You are very welcome. Toddster Saw took exception with my word career and the RV stuff. He says he looks at it as an adventure, not a career. Play on words, man. Just enjoy it. How about that? Ralph P. It's a bit more costly now starting RV life, and the downside is quality of many units. Thanks for sharing, Rusty. Well, the quality problem has always been there. They've always been junk. It's just a matter of degree, okay? There's some that are built pretty good. The Casita does pretty good, and a few others, but, whatever. You do you. You'll find one. Actually, they're not all that bad. They do a pretty good job of producing them quickly and fairly. Oh, they're fairly well built. Some of them. I mean, this motorhome I think is excellent in my opinion. Ron Brock, that would make a nice garage on the Tiny Home Depot. John Bruce, RV Living Stuff, says a lot of folks don't consider the additional weight from a slide out and the leveling system. Both of those take away from carrying capacity and affect the towing. I would consider a slide out on a trailer, but not on a Class C. You're pretty good at this. You should do a YouTube channel. Yeah, I'm thinking about that, John. Thank you. Tom Sharp, fickle you, fickle me. All of Rusty's Rangers, fickle be. You got it. We're fickle people. Fickle people. Jason Hernandez. Hey, Rusty, I've been living in my 2022 Freedom Deluxe Casita travel trailer for 7 months now. I watched all your videos before I purchased mine. I was able to rent one before I made the leap. Loving the minimalist life. Well, good. Yeah, it is. You don't have a lot of room. I lived in mine for a little over 2 years, and yeah, it was okay. You get used to the small shower and stuff, and you're fine. And it's amazing when you're inside of a small RV, it doesn't feel small, but from the outside looking at it, you're thinking, boy, that's just a little old bitty thing, isn't it? But when you're inside, it's just a little nest. But anyway, good luck, Jason. Teresa Forsyth said, I like and appreciate the camera angle. Yeah, I turn it a little off to the right so you can see stuff out there when I'm driving. King for a Day's got two here. In addition to stocking up on food, fuel, and a place to stay is a rainy day fund. Guaranteed something will break and have to be repaired. Yeah, that's true. You got it. You got it. And when you're on the road, you're probably not going to have time to look around for the best deal and in general be at the mercy of the folks in the unknown territory. That's true. And that's just the way that is, no matter what type of traveling you're doing. Anyway, same person. At one time for travels, I would have recommended something like AAA or Good Sam. I've not kept up with their services and delivering on the promises they advertise. They can promise you the world, but will they be there when you need them? Actually, they do the best they can. I have a Good Sam and also have Geico because it just comes with the insurance. But whenever I've called 1-800-COME-FIX, they've been there. But what you have to remember is whenever you call them, then they have to find a repair person to come to the location you are. And I was in Big Bend out there living in the desert, and I had a flat on my truck. And I thought, well, hell, I'll just call 1-800-COME-FIX, and they'll come out here. They didn't. They said they won't. They said they couldn't get anybody from Alpine or that area to come out to where I was. And I said, well, what do I do? And they said, well, if you get it fixed, just send us the bill. And I did. And they reimbursed me $300. So anyway, Ken PA says, if it were me, I would just do a van, either a step van or high roof van, and build it out myself. But yeah, everybody's going to do something different, and don't put unnecessary things that most people do, just the basics. An RV should be just that, a vehicle. People try to make RVs like a house, and I've never understood that. There are some huge RVs out there. That's no doubt. But that's Mama. Mama wants she wants the pop outs and all that stuff. Not all the women, but most of them. They want a bigger nest and all the stuff, and that's just the way they are. And but for one person, you could get by in a van comfortably. This is Teresa Forsyth again. Appreciated this video. This is on RV living, lifestyle, and aging. As a retired nurse, safety is the qualification. I have this fantasy of who I'd like to invite to a big dinner. For example, John Denver, Jimmy Carter, Statler Brothers. Wow, people I respect. But anyway, she says at some point the old candle burns out. Yeah, that's true. At some point, and that's good, because if we didn't die, then it would be a mess. Sue D. Would here for us. Rusty, when you say 10-acre lots are pricey, what do you mean? 50K? Yeah, probably in that range, Sue. You'd have to check with a realtor to be sure about that on those lots out there off of Highway, I don't know what it is, 246 or whatever it is. Yeah, better check with a realtor on that one. MOPESRUS, MOPES, never mind, whatever it is. You obviously know nothing of construction materials or best practices. And you do, I'm sure. I'm sure you're an engineer. Jeez, who cares? RV living with the geezer. Rusty, I agree. Keep it simple as possible. No slides for sure. The less moving parts, the less repairs eventually. Very good info for someone starting out. Thank you. Yeah, check his channel out on YouTube, RV Living with the Geezer. K-Bob Hope. I would get a pop-up camper van, small and maneuverable. Yeah, there's all, whatever people want, they're building something for you. Evie Hodge, thanks for your findings on RV type. Saves me from an expensive mistake made in haste. You give practical, real advice here. Yeah, the biggest part of it is if you're going to do it and you have the money, rent something for a while and just see what you think. 2 weeks is a good start. Rent something for 2 weeks and travel somewhere and see what happens. You may say, hell, I can't do this. Anyway, or you may love it. You know, either way. Calvin Mitchell, hey Rusty, we're going through Carrizozo, or we go through Carrizozo about 6 times a year, going from Tucson to Wichita and back. We stay at Four Winds Motel and get barbecue from the guy that sets up there. Yeah, ZZQ. Yeah. Lately, the traffic has been backed up with new construction. It's over. The traffic is it's done now. The Honey Girls Cafe's coffee is so good. I get it no matter what time of day. Been to Smoky Bear Museum. Anyway, thank you, Calvin. I'm glad you enjoy Carrizozo in the area. Buffalo Bill, that requires a concrete base or base built on posts. Yeah, it does. You're talking about the tiny home. Yeah, well, you know, you can put it on cinder blocks if you want to. Tony Roton, total ripoff on the tiny home. Well, you know, don't buy it. Why leave that comment? I mean, she's a boondocking with Dennis. Check his channel out on YouTube. Very thoughtful chat with beautiful scenery. Thanks, Rusty. You're very welcome. Nancy Kusumano, my husband and I had a 17-foot casita and our 2 dogs. 80 square feet. We spent 4 months in it. Sadly, someone hit us on our way back east and totaled both camper and truck. We just upgraded to a 20-foot trailer, 16.5 feet of living space, bigger than the casita. Yeah, well, I can understand why you did that. 2 people and 2 dogs. Randy Hill on the RV stuff. Rusty, I think it's time to get more bananas. I notice every day on Comment Call there's one less. Have a great drive today. If you'll notice, we got bananas. Queen Coin, she's got 2 here. Get that run away from my man, thanks. Whatever that is. Thanks, buddy. Love, OMG, I can buy one. All right, thank you, Queen Coins. Raccoon Little Bear, good advice, Rusty. Thank you, James Ortiz. That road back to Roswell goes through the middle of nowhere, although I saw mule dealer about the size of an elk by the Block Ranch. Yeah, there's a lot of wildlife out here for sure. Thanks, James. Anyway, the Laughing Times of Crazy Patrick, nice ride and great info for the newbies. Yeah, that's true, and that's why I did it. And Louis Paparella's got 2 here. Careful about the wives, dog. We don't want to besmirch any pets, I mean dogs. How can you have beer 30 when the cocktail light isn't lit? I forgot. I got it here on my list. I just forgot. I mean, and I may forget again. You know, you know who you're dealing with here, right? Jose Flores, we had a crazy storm down here in the valley, destruction everywhere. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard you had some bad weather down there. But that's not unusual at this time of the year. You know, in May or April, May is when the seasons are changing, and get some bad weather in Texas. And then around Tornado Alley, you know, you got Wichita Falls, Dallas, Fort Worth, you know, anything along the Red River there, Tornado Alley. Ambrosia, so would you still get a casita? I would still get a van to build out, as Class A, B, and C are so pricey. Well, you know, you know, the best choice would be a high box van, and then, you know, put in whatever you wanted. But a high box van right now is going to cost you $50,000. You know, you can buy a casita for $30,000, already built. Levi Brewer says, what a beautiful day. Planted another fruit tree. I have 2 apple, 3 pears, 2 peach. Rock on. Way to go, Levi. Get 'em. Get 'em, boy. Sherry Hewlett, split plan for bedrooms is a must. Whatever. Same person, right where you turned your RV around to return. Those trees look like orange grove trees. If not, what are they? Planted in rows evenly, spaced, and no undergrowth. Looks as if maintained. I don't know. It could have been pecan. I don't know. Sheridan Gay, I appreciate your honesty and outlook with our living in RVs, as it helps people think practical in buying these vehicles. Yeah, you got to be realistic, you know, and on your budget too. You know, you got to, you know, allow plenty for gasoline if you're towing anything. HWMO Liberty, wow, it's unusually cold, scary. Well, yesterday morning it was like 24. Today it's 28, and the temperature thing says it's 50. That's wrong. You know, HWMO, yeah, okay. WTBM 123, cool, yeah, very cool. Peggy Lynn, And now newspapers are dead. Very sad. You know, it's a funny thing. I realized that they were going to die in the mid '80s when I was doing the software stuff for newspapers all over the world. We had a company doing it that I developed, that I started, and we sold it all over the world. That software all over the world to newspapers. But I could see where it was going to lead. It was going to lead to the point you didn't need any people, you know. And then when the internet came on in the early '90s, you know, or maybe earlier, but for me in the early '90s, I knew that was the end. I mean, and yeah, they're dead. You know, the print media is really in sad condition. There might be a few good survivors, but not many. Wayman Samang, thumbs up. Deborah Daughtery, cost a lot on the tiny home cabin. Yeah, that did. It was $36,000, probably 40 now. It's on comment call. Steven says, you gave me an idea for what you can do on Beer 30 video. You were talking about switching beers and stuff. Do a taste test off between a few beers you may have on hand. I bet you could add some content there. I don't know, just trying to help. Actually, I used to do beer and wine tasting events, and what I found doing those tasting events is that, you know, it's personal preference. I mean, you know, you see what you want to see, you hear what you want to hear, and you taste what you want to taste. You know, if you're tasting a vintage wine that costs $1,000 a bottle, then you're gonna say, "Oh, that is the best wine I ever tasted." And then if you're tasting a wine that's $6 a bottle, you're gonna say, "Oh, that's no." You know, but if you don't know the price and you put the $200 or $1,000 vintage wine by a $6 wine and you taste it, you can't tell the difference hardly. No, price doesn't mean anything on wine. It doesn't. It just means the price. Vintage wines are your highest priced wines because they only make that one time. It's a one-time taste, you know. Anyway, Sooner Born Bush Light is also cheaper and tastes okay. Yeah. Oh, also thank you, Stephen, for your idea, but I probably won't do it. Wayne Johnson, yes, sir. 2 people and a dog in a 19-foot no slide gets tight. LOL. Yeah, Wayne's got that. The Dogman Chronicles, good insights based on your experience. Thanks, Rusty. You're welcome. Check his channel out on YouTube, The Dogman Chronicles. Arizona Nomad, hey, Rusty, they stick the word resort in the name of some RV parks. When they do that, they think they can charge more money. An arm and a leg and such, or many charge well over $100 a night. Well, you know, if they have enough amenities that you're going to use, then it may be worth it. But, you know, if they're just amenities like a swimming pool, hot tub, you know, sauna and massage parlor that you're not going to use anyway, why pay for it? We'll do 3 more and we'll shut her down. Glenn McNeely, thanks for the great info. My wife and I are using a 6x10 enclosed cargo trailer we are finishing out. Hope to stay out on a lot of BLM and out west, so thanks again. Yeah, well, you know, what I would say is save some of that build out for when you're on the road, you know, because you may say, well, wait a minute, I don't want that there, I want it over here. You know, once you start living in it. Norman in San Diego, I think I would get a new pickup with a high top fiberglass shell like Rusty had in 2017 as my first RV. Yeah, that's a little tough though, unless you got a way to cool it, because even in the high elevations, it gets pretty warm in there. But you know, you can put a 110 air conditioner now, and run it with one of these power box bricks or whatever they call them. Last one, oh, we'll do 2 more. Rusty, thanks for your insightful comments. I'm from PA, and having just retired, I've been thinking of moving to New Mexico or Arizona. I enjoy the quietness and simplicity of the desert, and am now considering buying an itsy-bitsy plot. You mentioned 500 square feet is enough for me. Well, you're not going to find a plot like that. Oh, you mean, okay, for RV camping living like you? He says he's content with small spaces. Well, yeah, you know, and that helps. You know, that reduces your cost. Well, good luck, David. Last one here, Dare Trixa has got 2. Hello to you on the North Sea of Germany, and he also says, nice drive, Rusty. Thank you very much. And I'm not sure who this is, but I'll read it. Sedden, S-E-D-D-E-N, Terry. Rusty, do you remember the conversion van craze? The Travel Quest vans produced in Crockett, Texas, were popular in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, I don't actually remember that clearly, but I do remember the Travel Quest van. So, but anyway, having said that, guys, from a cold Capitan, New Mexico, let me see what temperature, because it gets cooler right at sunrise, and right now it's showing. Well, right now it's showing an even 30. And these things are showing 51 and 49. But anyway, with that in mind, thumbs up, guys. Carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy anything you want, anytime. But if you think about it, use the Amazon link. Doesn't cost you a penny. Don't forget, we got the Mars trilogy starting today. And then what else? Drink plenty of water. 3 or 4 quarts a day won't hurt you. It's good for you. It'll help you avoid gout, kidney stones, and it'll also help you lose weight because you'll be full of water and you will not want to eat so much as in snack. And the only way to lose weight and keep it off, and you know it and I know it, is eat less. That's the only diet you need to remember. And then what else? Take deep breaths. Breathe in really deep, hold it for a few seconds, and then breathe out slowly. Why? Because that relieves stress, and relieving stress does what? Lowers your blood pressure. Is that good for you? You bet. Do it several times a day. You'll never regret it. And then stretch, 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 stretch. Swivel, swivel, swivel. Walk, walk, walk. Pedal, pedal, pedal. Exercise your body once or twice a day, every single day. Why? Because you'll feel better immediately, and you may live longer, healthier because of that one thing. And then what else? Stand guard at the door of your mind. This is your head, your brain, your frontal lobes, your consciousness. All those little neurons in there are forming neural links, which is every single thought, dream, memory you've ever had. So give your neurons something positive to work with. Accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. Enjoy your life one day or one moment at a time. At ease, carry on. Adios, bye-bye, hasta luego, vaya con Dios, aloha, until the Mars trilogy begins today. Adios, amigos. Go to Mars and enjoy it.